And now, a TV 411 special presentation of All Right.
Once a year, hundreds of adult learners gather at Symphony Space in New York City to hear famous actors read the works of famous authors. It's part of a program called All Right, and it invites pre-GED students to write and submit their own stories. Then, a select few of those stories are chosen to be read on stage by the actors.
I feel as though the pencil and the paper are my best friends. They know me when nobody else does. I can sit down and I can write everything that I am.
I didn't really ever thought I could use writing for anything other than writing a check and making a grocery list, you know?
The first time I went to Symphony Space, they read some work by Edgar Allan Poe. The bells, that was wonderful.
Bells, 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 to the tolling of the bells, of the bells, bells.
When the man said that we all had to write something, to all write, he was like, well, this is your assignment
is
now.
To write a story with a beginning, middle, and end, a story where something happens to a person.
Submit something, I don't care how long it is, short it is, it could be 2 lines or 6 tight pages.
One day our teacher gave us an assignment about the subway, and it popped into my head. I was like, well, I got one for you.
The Subway by Angel L. Santiago from the Open Book Program. This is about a story when I was young, and some would say a little crazy. I was always up for a challenge. If you dared me to do something out of the ordinary, I would mostly do it. These guys one day asked me to play chicken with a train on the bridge on Smith and 9th Street.
I like to write the way I talk. It's just like, if I'm like writing in a real blistering pace, like who, W-H-O, I write H-O, and I got no time to correct it, because as long as I understand what I wrote, then I'll just come back and I'll correct it. Storytelling is very important in my style of writing because I write with detail and I like to describe things. Walked on over to the next stop, the train approached. I stood right in the middle of the tracks with stiff February wind blowing in my face. My eyes began to tear. I can't still see the train, the speed was steady.
The roar of the train was intense, the wind whipping over me. It was like an exploding hurricane. That was the most fun I ever had, and probably the worst. This next piece, which I'm going to read, is called Get Out of My Way by Nicole Pack from the Hanek Begin GED program. Say blimp, fatso, free willy, lard ass, 2 tons of fun, you big elephant. No one will look outraged. No one besides the person being humiliated will feel insulted.
This commercial came on about these dresses, and they were saying that one size fit all. And I just got angry, and I said to myself, that is not true, and that's what I'm going to write about. I basically wanted to take them through a day in my life, put them in my shoes for a minute. And I threw a little humor in there because you have to in these situations, if you don't laugh, you'll cry.
I'm destined for something bigger than your small, closed mind can comprehend, and I will not let your small views on who I should be stop me from being who I am, and I will not be ashamed or apologize for who I am. That's right, so move over as far as you can. There is a big, black, beautiful woman coming through, so get out of my way!
I wouldn't mind writing like magazine articles, stuff like that, And I've never even thought about even doing anything like this until like these last few months. Everything's just moving so fast for me, and now everybody's saying, "Oh, you're talented in this, you're good at this." I just thought I wrote a couple of good pieces, and that's it. Now it's come full circle, and maybe I can go that way.
When before I didn't want to show any of myself, I just wanted to kind of hide. Now the last thing that I want is to be visible. Bye.